This is somewhat of a retirement business. I ran a shop in San Francisco for 25 years. It's a passion of mine, the art materials. I grew up around art materials and fine art, and I've been in this business for 47-ish years at this point. But this came out of necessity. We were moving a shop in San Francisco. I decided to do something close to home in my own community. It's just focused on what I like, which is just fine art materials. We don't do framing. We don't do certain other things that you might normally find in a fine art store, but we do a good job at what we do. I'll mention recently one of my customers passed away, and he was somebody I met right as we opened the shop. And we had a number of items that came in damaged. So my story is simply that we had some ink shipment that came in and the bottles were all messed up. So I cleaned up the bottles. This gentleman walks in the store and he happens to make his own ink. So I gave him one of these ink bottles that I cleaned up, which is a fabulous bottle, I will say, for dip pens and things. But we became friends because I gave him an ink bottle. He is a local artist that used to be out in Redwood City Shoreline. And then he was recently over at Peninsula Studios, Stuart Gibbett, and he passed away from cancer. But when he passed away, he didn't have family. So his want was for all his artist friends to come over and enjoy some of his materials and some of his artwork. So we all gathered over at his studio. I took away two things: that ink bottle that I gave him with his ink in it. Sorry, still chokes me up. And some art that he had entered in our art show, which happens to be up the month of September each year. We have a We Art show where everything is on artist trading cards, 2.5 by 3.5 inches. His art from a couple of years ago was there, and so I took that as well, and we have a tribute to him at the moment. Well, the beauty of it for me is this is my community. I live in San Carlos, so I have a short drive up the hill and down the hill. I get to meet my customers out at grocery shopping, at the farmer's market, wherever. Going to the local art openings and things gives me an opportunity to see what my customers are actually doing. And that's kind of how we tie everything together. But the community has been great to us. It's also a community where I don't have some of the problems I had when I ran a shop in another city. San Mateo is community. It's clean. People tend to support the local businesses. They understand that it's a struggle as a small business owner, and they appreciate the fact that we can kind of adjust our inventory to their needs and that kind of thing.